Happy fall. We are back for part 3 of our fall cleaning series. I am Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. So we've been comparing, hey, we know about spring cleaning and all of these things we need to get done, but what are the things that we need to tackle in the fall to help us be ready for winter time, which is coming quickly? So we've been talking a little bit about what some of those items are that we need to consider. So we talked about general cleaning, areas inside your home, kind of that shared space, living rooms, family rooms, entryways, things like that. Then we talked specifically about your kitchen and cleaning your oven. So if you missed that one, it's a great one to go back and check in on to get ready for that holiday season. Today, this is going to be episode 3. We're going to talk a little bit about our bedrooms and some of those cozy spaces that now it's getting cooler, it's getting colder. We're going to be inside more because we're not going to have the light outside to stay. So it's a great time to refresh and get those spaces ready to work with. And then we've got one more to go. We'll be back here next time to talk a little bit about what we need to be doing outside. What are some of those outside tasks we need to tackle right now for the fall? So I mentioned today is going to be bedrooms, our cozy spaces, because as the weather cools down and like I said, the nights get longer, our bedrooms and those cozy living spaces just become more the heart of everything we're doing. That's our comfort, our relaxation. We want to be able to go to these places and not feel to feel like we can relax, that things are calm, and that means we're going to have a lot of clutter. We're going to feel like it's that seasonal vibe going on there. So there's some specific things we can think about now to be prepared for that. So again, we've got a checklist of the things to think about in your bedrooms. We're talking about your bedding and your linens, that mattress and your furniture, of course, your floors and your fabrics in there too, and then the closets and the storage that you have in those personal areas. So when we talk about beddings and linens, we're going to wash it all. Sheets, blankets, comforters, get everything out, get it washed. If you have one of those great big comforters or some of them that obviously we can't wash, maybe it's time to just hang it out. Nice crisp fall day with clear weather. We're going to hang it out, let it air out some, get it shook out good, to get all those extra skin cells and things that we know live in our beds cleaned off of there. Because it may also be the time then we're going to fold that up and put it away because it's the lightweight one that we used for the summer and the spring. And now we're going to need something a little warmer. Maybe that's flannel sheets or a heavier duvet or comforter. Wash and replace your mattress covers, your pillow covers, all of those things that unzip and come off that we try not to mess with. This is a great time to pull all that out and get it laundered in together, as well as laundering your pillows. Or you can want to refresh those memory foam, spot cleaning, airing out, same kind of thing, the ones that you just can't put in the washer. We're going to talk some more here in just a minute about how to really clean those pillows. How do you launder a pillow? A lot of people have never bothered to wash their pillows. So we're going to talk about that. But right now we're going to finish off our checklist. So let's keep going. The mattresses, the furniture, you can vacuum your mattress. You can rotate your mattress. So these are great ways to extend the life of that mattress pad that you can't necessarily take off to wash just because of the sheer size of it. Dust and polish your nightstands, your dressers, the headboard. Sometimes we don't think to just kind of wipe the top of that off. And now's a great time to make a conscious effort to just go through and make sure we're wiping everything down. And that includes your lamps, any other lights, again, your drawer handles, the light switches, all of those things that we don't think because we touch them every day. And so maybe the dust doesn't really build up, but it's a great time. They might get a little grimy. Now's a good time to wipe those down and make sure it's all clean. When we talk about your floors and your fabrics, vacuum under the bed, vacuum along the baseboards where everything catches, shake out or vacuum up your rugs really well, wash or dry clean, depending on what your thing is, your curtains. And then if you have window blinds, wipe those down good and wipe out your window sills. This is a great time to vacuum out. We're going to talk a little more about windows next week when we talk about the outdoors, but this is a great time when you're cleaning that bedroom to just kind of vacuum out the tracks, Wipe off your windowsills that maybe have been hidden behind those curtains, blocking out the sun. Or now as we move into winter, those curtains may stay closed more. So make sure that those things are just kind of clean. And then when we get into our closets and our storage, obviously we're switching out seasons. It may be a little cooler where you are. So we're not going to wear as many of our summer clothes. We want to make sure we can access our sweaters, our jackets, those coats are there where we can get to them. If you have things you don't wear, donate them, get them out of your house and onto someone who can use those. Maybe someone in need could highly benefit from that. Maybe you've switched jobs or retired or whatever has happened within your life that you're just not dressing and wearing the same things you used to. So now's a great time. Again, refresh that closet, mix things up, spin it around. If you have things that are summer clothes that you didn't wear all summer, throw them in that giveaway box. And then that's a great thing to go ahead and move forward with. Get your shoes, your scarves, gloves, all of the other things that go along with your clothing, all your accessories organized and ready to go so that you've got, maybe my sandals are going away for a while and I better make sure that I have my dress boots and things there where I can get to those. As always, you refresh your drawers. If you use cedar blocks for that, if you have little sachets that you put in there with different scents, lavender is a huge one for a lot of people in their drawers. Clean those things out, refresh that, make sure maybe, in my kids' closets, I just put a new box of baking soda in there to absorb some of those nasty odors and smells that come along with just living life. As a young person. So those are some things to consider right now in looking at your closets and your storage and checking those things off your list. And it's a great time, like we said, this is going to be your cozy, relaxing space. You may spend a little more time here. Extra blankets, extra throws, seasonal decor, if that's something that you like and have. I have tons of it and don't ever have time to get it out. So setting aside that specific time, hey, things are clean. Now we're going to pull out these holiday or fall decorations. Check your heating vents, dust your ceiling fans, reverse the direction. We talked about that within your general living spaces as well. And then maybe having a warm rug by your bed for those chilly mornings, or a special rug that you like to have. Even if you have carpet, this can be a nice accent or something extra for you to have. Make sure, particularly if you do have either hardwood or linoleum or tile floors in your bedroom, that you have some non-slip backing for those so that it's safe to get out of bed. Some of us, as we get older, we may not always be as stable as we would like when we get up. So make sure that you have those set up for safety. So now I mentioned one of the things that I think a lot of people cringe about is washing their pillows, because you have a pillow that's just the right thickness, just the right weight, and you love it. And now you're going to wash it and you're going to ruin it. So think about when you get ready, because it's a great thing to wash your pillows, right? We lay on them, we sleep on them, even with pillowcases on them. They just get kind of gnarly if you don't take care of them. So check the care tag. So some pillows are machine washable. Others you spot clean or you have to dry clean them. You cannot put them in the washing machine. Know that, like I said, we don't want to ruin our pillows. So know that before you do it. Wash at least 2 at a time, trying to keep your machine a little more balanced if you have the space and are able to do that. Shoving 6 or 8 pillows into the washing machine is not ideal. Use a gentle detergent and don't put too much soap, because it's kind of, again, they're fluffy. It can be hard to rinse all of that out. And so we don't want to build up residue within our pillows. Choose warm water. You don't want the hot, but we do want to kill whatever dust mites are living in there. And so we want to protect our pillow material and not have it too hot, but we want it to be warm. And then again, you may run an extra rinse cycle. So you wash it, run it all the way through, and then run it through the rinse cycle again to make sure that we have all that detergent and residue out of the pillow. So then how do you dry it? Most of us don't want to just hang on our pillow or let it dry for a couple days, because that's our pillow and we sleep on it, right? So we're going to dry it on low heat. It's good if you can put a clean tennis ball, or if you use the dryer balls for your static in your dryer. Those work great too. That's going to bounce around in that dryer. So understand it's going to be loud when you dry your pillows this way, because that ball's going to be bouncing around in there, but that ball is going to keep beating on that pillow to keep the fluff fluffy. So check regularly. It may take 2 or 3 cycles to dry it fully, and you don't want it just to sit in the dryer wet, right? So we want to make sure that we get it clean and then take it outside and let the sunlight kind of air it out. That helps kill anything that might be in there. It removes odors, kind of just freshens everything up. So take that opportunity to put it out where it can get a little refresh on all of your pillows. Again, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. We've been talking today about refreshing your bedroom, some of those cozy spaces in your house while you're working on your fall cleaning. We have one more installment to talk about next time. We're going to look at what you might need to do outdoors to be ready for winter.